The groom covers his face with a veil and enters the bride's house, followed by a man named Kirogabom, who is carrying a wooden goose.
입사우차 정한자 정위리
The groom and Kirogabom stay in their place.
집안자 진수한우 신라
Kirogabom hands the wooden goose to the groom.
주인용 신랑 우차
The groom is welcomed to the bride's home.
주인 신랑 상향업지 주인도 신랑이
The head of the house and the groom show each other respect, and the groom is led in front of the table where the ritual will be held.
행 전한내
Chonanle is a ceremony where the groom presents a wild goose, a symbol of fidelity to the bride's family, because wild geese are considered to be well known for never leaving their partners.
신랑 괴 전한 후 탁자상
The groom places the goose on the table with its head facing east.
신랑 부복흥 재배
The groom is making his vow, promising to be united as husband and wife for the rest of his life.
주부 수완이 입방
The bride's mother carries the ritual table, signaling the end of the first ceremony, 전한례.
신랑 추루 초래청 정위
The groom comes out to the wedding area and stands straight.
수모도 신부 출문회
The bride appears with her attendants. She looks beautiful in her harot, the dress of nobility and royalty.
신랑 동 신부서 각 정리
The bride and the groom have entered the main area of the wedding ceremony.
신랑 관세우남 신부 수모진 수세우 신랑
The groom washes his hands, an action that purifies him.
신랑 취 정위
The groom stands straight.
신부 관세우 북 신랑 수모진 수세우 신부
The bride also washes her hands with the help of her attendants. Her body and her heart are cleansed in this way.
신부 취 정위
The bride stands straight.
행 교배래
The next procedure is kyobere, where the bride and the groom see one another for the very first time because they have never met prior to the wedding.
신부 수모진 신랑 지 화문석 신랑 수모진 신부 화문석
The bride and the groom's attendants spread the mats.
신랑 읍지 신랑 신부 각취 화문석상 정립
The groom stands on the east side of the table and the bride on the west.
신랑 읍지 신랑 신부 각취 화문석상 정립
The grooms and brides stand next to the table.
신부선 제배
Confucian traditions call for the bride to bow twice, the number associated with yin, the female energy, and the groom bows back once, the number associated with yang, the male energy.
신랑 답 일배
The groom bows proudly.
신부 제배
The bride bows twice in a shy manner.
신랑 우답 일배
The groom bows again with confidence.
행 합끝내
Then there is a ceremony called hapgunle, which involves the bride and the groom drinking 3 drinks. The first drink is to honor their ancestors. The second is to celebrate the bride and the groom. The third is very special. The bride and the groom drink from the same gourd cup, which has been divided into 2 halves. This symbolizes the bride and the groom's unification as a couple.
신랑 읍지 신랑 신부 각 지석 정위 이좌
After the groom bows, the bride and the groom sit down.
신랑 신부 각 수모 침주 설창
The attendants pour the first cup and prepares food for the table.
신랑 읍지 신랑 신부 각 제주 거효
To pay respect to the ancestors, the bride and the groom pour wine on the floor and take some food from the prepared dishes.
침주.
The wine is poured again.
신랑 읍지 신랑 신부 각 거음거효.
The second cup is for the bride and the groom to drink.
금배분치 신랑 신부 전후 침주.
The third drink is poured into the gourds.
신랑 읍지 신랑 신부 상환 근배.
The bride and the groom drink from the gourds.
신랑 읍지 신랑 신부 정향립.
합군le has finished, and the bride and the groom stand.
된다. 같이 숨어도 움직이시고. 숨어도요. 성혼례.
To announce their marriage, the newlyweds will now bow to the guests.
신랑 신부 배려우 하객.
Please give a round of applause for the newlywed couple.